And we are wrestling with Wrestle Grand Slam at MetLife Dome. Night 1 and 2. Um, this was last Saturday and Sunday. And it kind of got overshadowed for obvious reasons. But let's go down night 1, the card. The first match was Tiger Mask and Robbie Eagles, defeating Kota Ibushi and Hiromu Takahashi in 11 minutes and 40 seconds. The second match, was an interesting one. Yo, Yo lost the show in 24 minutes and 41 seconds by referee stoppage. I believe we've had a conversation once or twice about Show and Yo splitting up, and now it's kind of full tuition, and now Show is the heel, Yo is the baby face, and there is no Roppongi 2K. What do you think about the match, and what do you think about this split?
I'm always a fan of New Japan matches. They give me something different compared to what you see in North America. But with these two guys, there's certain times I'm not a fan of the whole let's jump our former tag team partner thing. Sometimes you could easily just be like, yo, man, I want to go after some singles championship. I got nothing for love for you, brother. And you go left and I go right. We don't need to beat each other up to prove who's better than whom. You know what this match should have happened? You book that for the G1. You know what I mean? They're on the same bracket or in the same group.
But they're light heavyweights.
Yeah, like you know what I mean, or Best of the Super Juniors or something like that. You do it there. Like I've watched wrestling for so long. I've become so tired. Oh, these guys are a tag team. They've been tagging for like 6 years. Oh, you want to split them up? Let's turn one on each other. No, it doesn't have to be like that. But it's just, for me, again, these guys, it's a wait and see. Plus, they need new characters in New Japan. I've been saying this for months. You've heard me say it, that they need to shuffle the deck chairs. We can't keep the same guys on top over in the heavyweight side of the bracket over and over again. It becomes tiresome, and fans just get checked out.
And joined after the match. He joined Bullet Club, the new inter-faction, House of Torture. It kind of seems whenever somebody turns heel in New Japan, oh, well, they're heel, just throw them into Bullet Club. And honestly, I feel like it's getting a bit congested at this point. Agree, disagree?
It's the NWO 2021. That's what it is. It's the NWO 2021.
Fair enough.
Turn heel, you join the Bullet Club. It's not like you turn heel and you start your own faction, or you join another faction, or you're just on your own. Oh, you're a heel now? You're in Bullet Club. And that's why the Bullet Club itself has become watered down.
Yeah.
Because there's too many members in it. And now you don't know who, if you turn around and ask, give me 4 members other than Hall, Nash, and Hogan in the New World Order, not a lot of people are going to get that question right. This is what the Bullet Club is becoming. More people remember the founding fathers of the Bullet Club and Kenny Omega being in the Bullet Club and AJ Styles being in the Bullet Club and Gallows and Anderson being in the Bullet Club than even Kenta being in the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
Or even the Gorillas of Destiny that have been in the Bullet Club since the beginning.
Yeah.
They're not even being talked about. So yeah, it's become the NWO of 2021.
The next match up, KLPW 2021 provisional match. No disqualification, I quit match. Toru Yano defeated Chase Owens in 28 minutes and 3 seconds. Toru Yano becomes the new KLP 21 holder. Honestly, great match. This wasn't, funny, haha, Yano. This was, I mean business, you took my trophy, Yano. Which I kind of appreciated.
If I was doing a worst of 2021, he would have been my worst wrestler. Toru Yano. I couldn't stand him until I got to this match. Where I'm all for comedic wrestling, as they said, but if this is supposed to be something serious, then be serious about it. You know, you don't have to be jokey, ha ha ha. It's like the 24/7 championship in WWE. It's a joke championship, and a lot of fans want to take it seriously. It's not serious. It's a joke thing. That's why R-Truth has it, and that's why they chase each other around the arena. When I tune into New Japan, when I watch New Japan, I want to see seriousness. This is a sport to me. When I watch, not Ring of Honor, when I watch New Japan, it is me watching the sport of professional wrestling. So you're doing an I Quit match for a trophy. I was glad they got away from the ha ha he Yano and made him serious. That's why I was pleasantly surprised with this match.
Next match, Kazuchika Okada lost to Jeff Cobb with a tour of the island in 27 minutes and 41 seconds. Oh my god, Kazuchika Okada. It seems like he hasn't won a match since Wrestle Kingdom 2 years ago at this point. What's going on with Okada? Or are they just trying to build Cobb at the expense of Okada at this point?
They're trying to build Cobb at the expense of Okada. And also you can look at it two ways. One, we got the G1 coming up. So
and they are on the same block.
Yes. Could we be looking at the redemption of Okada? He gets on a roll in the G1. He wins a couple matches. He even beats Jeff Cobb. I think the great thing that New Japan does is that they tell stories well when it comes to the tournaments. They tell stories well when it comes to the tournament. So does this loss hurt Okada? No. This elevates Jeff Cobb to a more serious status where you could see him going after the U.S. title or the IWGP heavyweight title down the road, and it just doesn't hurt Okada because Okada's been on top for 3, 4, 5 years. So him losing match after match, it just makes him look more human and gives them a chance to build him back up using the G1 Climax tournament.
And the last match, IWGP US Heavyweight Championship match. Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Kota Ibushi with a high fly flow in 17 minutes and 47 seconds. Good match. I think both guys kind of needed a strong showing, and Tanahashi is low impact at this point, and Kota Ibushi is just coming back from that horrible bout of I can't remember what it was, but he was.
I think it wasn't COVID. It was like a pneumonia.
Yeah, a pneumonia.
It was a pneumonia. Very, very horrible style of pneumonia. But to see him come back, wow.
And now he's back. Hopefully he stays back at this point. He's had some, health issues recently and in the past. So what do you think of Tanahashi and Okada? Tanahashi and Kota?
I think for me, if travel restrictions are slowly lifting and Kota Ibushi can come over to the United States, I think he needs to finish up his thing with his Golden Lover tag team partner there in Kenny Omega. And to me, if they have a match in AEW down the road, that to me in this calendar year, that would cement Omega's number one ranking in the PWI. But this match, it's typical Ishii and Ibushi stuff that we've seen over and over again. And like I've been saying from time, it's just we need more guys in the heavyweight division to make things look legitimate. But I understand that the New Japan's doing their American crossover with their New Japan Strong show, and Ospreay's on that, and Jay White's over here in Impact. So it's a lot of moving parts. But the match itself, it was okay. But it is what it is.
All right. On night 2, we got Tomohiro Ishii and Okada losing to Great Khan and Jeff Cobb in 12 minutes 45 seconds. Second match, we got IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match. Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado defeated El Phantasmo and Taiji Ishimori with Pince Loco in 20 minutes and 28 seconds. New tag team champions. Your thoughts?
On the tag match.
Yes.
Right. If I'm recommending this match to go back and watch. It was a fantastic match. Three of them used all their moves and everything. They did an amazing showing. All these guys in this match, from Sabre Jr. to Naito to Sonata to Yoshihashi, which we know that Kaliko's totally not a fan of.
Fuck Yoshihashi.
And as he says, F Yoshihashi. Goto. If I had to recommend the match off of night 2, this would be the match I would highly recommend you tune into.
That's great, but we were talking about the Junior Tag Team Championship match.
My bad.
El Phantasmo, Desperado, Kanemaru.
I jumped the gun. My bad. Yeah, this match, good mix of action, high spots, and all that great stuff. So, yeah, if it more or less, honestly, if you're into tag team wrestling, this would be one match I would recommend, and the match that you're going to talk about next, I highly recommend that one too. So, two birds with one stone.
Let me formally announce the match you were talking about: IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship 3-way match. Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi defeated Sonata and Tetsuya Naito, Yoshihashi, and Hiroki Goto in 26 minutes and 46 seconds. It seems like Naito, Sonata kind of splitting their ways because G1's up. Same with Hashi and Goto. But who's really left for Taichi and Zack to wrestle for these championships? Because it kind of seems like they're men on an island alone at this point. I mean, there's some competitors in Strong, but I don't see them making the way to Japan at this point.
Great Khan, Jeff Cobb is an option. Guerrillas of Destiny are another option.
True.
Other than that, I don't see any other teams until you wrap up the G1 and then these guys come back together. I like that. See, that's the issue where we don't have enough, or maybe a junior tag team like El Phantasmo and Ishimori move up to heavyweight. That's another option.
That is an option.
It's just, yeah, they're kind of guys left on the island with title belts with nobody to wrestle them for them. Maybe they could wrestle each other. Tag belts, who knows? But like I said, those teams, like I mentioned, would be the teams that I would be looking at that could go and challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships.
It was probably the shocker of the night: IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship match. Robbie Eagles defeated Hiromu Takahashi with a Ron Miller special in 24 minutes and 7 seconds. How did New Japan's hottest star lose this match?
Again, bookers, darn bookers, think they know everything. Sometimes you gotta listen to the people, and they don't listen to the people. They think they're smarter than the people. So, unless you are moving, that Robbie Eagles is the hottest star right now. Am I right?
I mean, he's champion.
Okay. So it's time. I don't know why you would do this. As a booker, I'm like, why wouldn't I put the rocket on this guy? Unless you're going to move him out of the junior heavyweight and move him up to heavyweight.
Well, the way that I saw it was, Hiromu doesn't have a lot of people to wrestle that, you could take seriously. And the second part of that is Hiromu does get hurt often nowadays. I mean, okay, you could say that the neck injury, yeah, freak
Mm-hmm.
accident, it came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's continuously getting hurt. Uh, and I kind of feel like New Japan wants to test the waters, make sure he's back, and he's not going to get hurt before they put the belt on him again and having to vacate the title again. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that makes total sense. I understand he right now is kind of bruised goods, and you just want to make sure that he's 100% durable before you throw a belt back on him, and he wrestles one match and then he's out again for another 6, 8, 12 months. I see it. Yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. And instead of putting the belt on him now, let's get him a couple matches. As we've been saying, the G1's coming up, so that's another guy that could be sprinkling in the G1. He has a couple matches in there, win, lose, or draw, and see what happens. And then you can take it from there where it's like, okay, we built him up. Now he can probably take that junior heavyweight belt from Robbie Eagles down the road at a Wrestle Kingdom. And we'll see from there because apparently Wrestle Kingdom next year is 3 nights.
Yeah. That seems a bit overkill, no?
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
Unless you're not doing you're saying the third night is New Year's Dash.
yeah, usually New Year's Dash was the third night.
Yeah. So unless you're saying night 3 is New Year's Dash, I think Wrestle Kingdom over 3 is too much. That you're overkilling it.
Yeah, I mean 2 nights. Okay, we get it. It's too big for one night. It's going to be 2 nights now.
Yeah.
And I kind of appreciate that because you get more people on the card. You could build more storylines, and you could have the time that everybody needs. 3 nights is just overkill.
Yeah, you're just trying to take money from people. Yeah. That's what it is. You're trying to pad your pocketbooks. You're not trying to help anybody else. You're trying to pad your pocketbooks.
And that brings us to our last match, IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match. Shingo Takagi defeated Evil in 30 minutes and 20 seconds with a Last of the Dragon. Before this match, Shingo Takagi had a bout with COVID. And yes, this was his first match back. And that just plays to kind of what you and Kaliko said a couple weeks back ago, that this belt has some bad juju on it.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. But I'm going to speak about Evil in this match. I think this was Evil's best main event match since he's turned and joined the Bullet Club, to be honest with you. That's just my opinion. I think it's his best match since he's turned heel. But it kind of, the match was the same old formula that they use with the hot crowd, and they all love Shingo Takagi. And also, for me, I watched this match with the Japanese commentary, so I would recommend you watching the match with the Japanese commentary compared to the English commentary. That's all I gotta say about that match.
Well, I understand. I completely what you're saying, that this was maybe the best Evil's look since he's turned, but does it really do him any favors at this point? Because it kind of seems like he's a joke at this point. I mean,
yes, he's a major joke. It's like one of those heel turns that didn't work. It was an unnecessary heel turn, and like we were saying earlier, everybody was joining the Bullet Club. Everybody he turned heel, he's in the Bullet Club. He turns on his best. He was in a faction. He turns on a faction. Let's put him in the Bullet Club. Yeah, he became a joke. Like, wasn't he like the Soto, the leader of Bullet Club at that point?
To some degree, and I kind of understand why they turned him to be Bullet Club at that very moment, because it was kind of more out of necessity than creative.
True. Very true.
But, you can press that reset button. You can have, oh, I made a mistake, all is forgiven. But they haven't done that with Evil.
I think they're just trying. They're sticking with it. They're sticking with it. Let's see how far we can run heel Evil out there until either the fans completely turn on them and they're not about it, or they just realize that we made a horrible mistake.
Fine. We do have the G1 coming up in a couple days. Who's your main pick right now?
My main pick. Whew. Like, I'm looking at the first night, Block A with the matches. I'm a stickler for Ishii. I just, every time G1 season comes around, he always
has some bangers.
Sorry?
Ishii has some bangers.
Yes. Every time he's in the G1, he always puts on 3 or 4 or even 5 match of the year quality matches in this tournament.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm looking at the first night in Osaka with Block A. It's Shingo Takagi going up against Ishii. Then you got Naito and Sabre Jr., Kenta and Toru Yano, the Great Okan and Tangaloa, Kota Ibushi and Euro, and then there's a non-tournament match, which I don't really care about. And then the next night in Block B, we got Tanahashi Okada, Goto and Taichi, Sonata and Tamatanga, Cobb and Chase versus Chase Owens, and Evil versus Yoshihashi. That's in 2 nights. Yes. You're telling me how many matches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 matches. 10 matches. There's a potential that 7 of them could be match of year quality.
Oh yeah.
That's why I love this tournament. I think this is the best wrestling tournament ever, because you never know. And always in the last 3 years, I don't know if I'm the only one that says, but Ishii always gives us some quality matches where you're like, OMG, wasn't it Ishii and I think Cobb was one of the matches last year that was up for match of the year? And I still go back and watch that match. I'm still amazed by it. But you're asking to win the whole thing, or what am I just looking forward to in general?
How about winner of the A block, winner of the B block, winner overall?
Oh, man. Okay.
I put you on the spot.
Yes, you did. Winner of the A block, I'm going to say Naito wins the A block. I think Naito wins the A block, and I think Jeff Cobb wins the B block. And I think that Naito wins the overall tournament.
I'm going... Well, as of right now, as things stand, and I could change my mind by next week, I'm going with Kenta and Okada, and Okada for the win.
Yeah, I was kind of leaning that way, but you're right. I probably change my mind next week too. I think I changed my mind throughout this whole tournament, and then I see the standings. It's like, okay, no, but what? And then Ishii will do something. I'm like, what? He could win it. And so yeah, they don't lock me in on my choices right now. Please don't. But I just have a strong feeling that this tournament is going to be Okada's like redemption tournament.
Yeah,
I really think this is leading towards him winning this whole thing and having the briefcase going into one of 3 nights of Wrestle Kingdom. That's the way it's leaning towards if I'm going storyline wise. But the great thing about this tournament is, even though it's pro wrestling, we have no clue who is going to come out on top.
Yes.
No clue. But just looking at the card on the first 2 nights, man, I know it's 4:00 in the morning for one and 1:00 in the morning. I will literally have my popcorn and my coffee ready to watch these matches. Trust me. New Japan World is going to be popping. Internet's going to be – I'm going to have to call my internet provider and make sure that the connection is strong. And sometimes I don't even watch this stuff in English. I sometimes I just watch it in Japanese.
Only when it's not available in English for me.
Yeah, when it's not available in English, I'll watch the Japanese stuff because it's the stuff in the ring is just wow. But yeah, it looks like we're leaning towards Okada's redemption in this tournament.
If Okada doesn't have his redemption story in this tournament, Okada might have some problems.
What if Okada's the one that shows up on AEW? Oh, you know, wow. this forbidden door.
That is a possibility at this point.
This forbidden door has been kicked wide open, right?
Yes.
It doesn't matter what brand you on. It doesn't matter if you were the main event of WrestleMania, you can show up, right? So what if this isn't his redemption and he just says, I've done everything in New Japan, which he has, in a sense. He has won the G1. He has the longest reign as the IWGP champion before. So what if he gets to say the finals or the semifinals and he loses and doesn't get that redemption? But the thing is, like,
but it could put him to it to pat. It could get him get that motivation back.
Yeah. It's either he wins the whole thing or he goes in a deeper losing streak and he has to find himself. Like, remember when he was changing tights and he went from tights to shorts back to tights and then his hair changed? It's like he has to find himself. Maybe that's the story where he goes into the tournament thinking that, you know what, I know I have a tough road, because his block looks his block looks less intimidating than the A block, because A block is Shingo, Ishii, Naito, Sabre Jr., Kenta, Ibushi. Those are like top name guys. And then you go in the B block, it's Tanahashi, Okada, Goto, Sanada, Taichi, Cobb, Evil, Yoshi. Yeah, like he has an easy.
Fuck Yoshi.
Yeah, but he does have an easier route to the finals in B block compared to who's coming out of the A block. Because you're in A block, you're going through some wars.
Oh yeah.
You're like Tonga Loa is no joke. Great-O-Khan's no joke. Kenta's not a joke. Sabre Jr. with his stuff, he's no joke. Naito's not a joke. Nobody in A block is a joke. There's no layup matches in A block. Maybe Toriano is a layup match in A block, but other than that, you're going through a war in that block every night. You're going through a war. So if it is going to be his redemption song, like I'm even going. See, I gotta stop before I go crazy. I went ahead to Thursday, so night 3 of this, and just looking at the matches on Block A. Shingo and Sabre Jr., Kota, Ibushi, and Ishii. Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Well, like, I can't, man. But I just think there's other 2 ways of doing it. It's either he goes in a downward spiral and then he has to find his way back to whatever it is. Maybe it's even of coming to America and avenging that loss to Will Ospreay and taking the real world title from Will Ospreay. Maybe that's his story.
And I won't make you think anymore about this show.
Because I will be going down the rabbit hole looking at every night of this darn tournament and be like, yep, I gotta watch that, gotta watch that, gotta watch that.
We'll conclude with that, and we'll have all things G1 next week on the show. And that'll conclude our coverage of NJPW Wrestle Grand Slam.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.